Hey, what's up everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is the Haves and the Have-Nots Season 6, Episode 16, and the name of this episode is No Honor in This Game. This was a really interesting episode, y'all, so let me begin. The episode picks up where it left off. Jeffrey and Justin are busted by Veronica. Veronica shows up to the, to the condo, and we literally see, and I love this scene because this scene was so funny because we see that damn, Jeffrey kind of, has this stern look towards his mother, and then all of a sudden we see Justin, lean up against Jeffrey and was like, I was rolling. I was like, she was giving girl tease like, yes, I am with my man and you can't do nothing about it. So they go back and forth. Veronica is literally ecstatic because she's like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna throw up. And then like Jeffrey was like, well fine then, get your ass out of here. So they go back and forth, and and she's like, I can't believe that you're doing this. And Jeffrey is like, I'm gay. Have you been paying attention to me when I was growing up? Like, I was born this way. And she's like, that's not true. Don't say that. I'm like, and she's like literally going out of her mind. She's losing it because this is just shocking to her. And she's like, what do you think I'm supposed to do with this? And then Justin was like, well, you can leave. I'm like, so the both of these bitches are coming after her. And she was like, see, you messing with this little girl, she done turned you against me. And now you're being more bold. And, and Jeffrey was like, well, yeah, I'm getting bold because I'm getting tired of all your mess. You just need to get your ass out of here and stop playing. And she's like, look, I came here out of the kindness of my heart. And he's like, there is no kindness in your heart. Now, I put a knife to your ass one time. Don't think I won't do this shit again. Now, unless you're going to continue to watch us or get the hell out. Because it's going down. And then we saw him again kissing Justin and everything. And Veronica's freaking out. Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing this. She's like... And then all of a sudden, she's like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this. I was like, oh my god, Veronica. She about to do some crazy shit because the thing is, she was there trying to get him to still sign those papers to say that Benny was the one who killed Quincy to get him off. And he said, and he's like, I'm not doing that. You're not here out of the kindness of your heart. This is a personal thing that you got going on, and you just want me to sign off on it. So eventually she leaves. Then this is the shit that got me about Jeffrey, because I'm like, Jeffrey, you deserve the bullshit that you're about to get, because you playing games and you keep thinking that you can just go in and out with this dude. This dude done lost every fucking thing on the account of you. So now Glenn Close is not going anywhere, because after Veronica leaves, Justin, aka Glenn Close, starts putting his moves on to Jeffrey, starts kissing on him, and he's like, stop it, just stop. And he's like, what's going on? I'm here for you. And then all of a sudden Jeffrey asks this question, who do you think you are to me? He's like, you know the answer to that. He's like, no, but I want to hear it from you. He's like, you're mine. He's like, oh, even though I've told you time and time again you're not. He's like, it doesn't matter, you're mine. And he's like, but I'm not. And he's like, but you are. And I'm like, oh shit, see, here you go. You done open the window, and now Glenn Close done moved our ass in. Cause they going back and forth, and like, Jeffrey's telling him like, you need to leave. And he's like, I'm not leaving. And then he's like, look, I had a weak moment. You know what I'm saying? I should not have given in to you, but I did. But but you know, you need to go. And he's like, no, Jeffrey, I'm not leaving ever. And he's like, you know I ain't scared of your ass, right? He's like, I don't want you to be scared, but I'm not leaving ever. We're together, you know, for life. And then he's like, you know, I've given up so much to be with you, and I'm not leaving. So I'm about to go make me some dinner. Okay? Yeah, okay. His ass gets up and you know, about to go make him something to eat. He done made himself at home. And I'm like, Jeffrey, fuck you. Because you brought this on yourself. You had every opportunity. First of all, you should have put his ass out when you had the chance. But you didn't. You gave in to his advances, and now you trapped. But bitch, we've been telling you this shit, that this dude is crazy. You had every opportunity to get rid of this dude. Your father was willing to take care of it, which he would have, but you told him no. Because in some twisted way, you want him, but you don't want to be connected to him. You want to kind of have your little fun with him, but it done crossed over. This fool done lost his mama, lost his wife, lost custody of his daughter, and his reputation is tarnished at work because now his captain even knows about y'all. So Justin is in this level where he is like, you know, if I can't have you, nobody's gonna have you. So you just literally put yourself in more danger and more harm than never before because you decided to give it in for a good time. So Jeffrey, you're getting what you deserve, bitch. And I have no remorse for you. People may be mad at that I'm saying this shit, but oh fucking well. Because Jeffrey has really been pissing me off. And this back and forth shit with Justin, now you know Glenn Close is literally that fucking crazy. And now she has completely taken over your life, and she ain't going nowhere. So kudos to you, Jeffrey, dumbass. Alright, then we get a scene with Charles and Landon, and we can still see that Landon is really just groveling off of the fact, because you know he wants Charles, but he sees that Charles is in love with Candace, because he's saying that I know she's bad and I know she's tarnished, but we can clean her up. You know, it's just something about her that I like. I mean, yeah, the sex is great, but I love that it's something about her. You know, I know that. He's like, have you ever had that feeling for somebody? And then you see Landon like, yeah, I know that feeling. I'm like, yeah, because that feeling is for you, Charles. But I think Charles in some way knows that Landon is sweet on him, but because he practically owns his ass, he can just play with his emotions, and get him to do his bidding, and he's saying that I can make her happy, and he's saying, are you sure about that? He's like, yeah, I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, Landon, you seem so pathetic. You want a man that don't even fucking want you, bitch. Anyway, so he pretty much tells Landon, this is what I want you to do. Any type of scheme or any type of prank she's trying to pull, sabotage everything she's trying to do. Because, and I'm like, see, Charles is on some straight sinister shit. You calling it love, but literally, dude, you're trying to trap her to make her fall for you, when obviously she really gives no fucks about you at this point. And he's like, I'm gonna make you love me. Like, and he's just going out of his way to make shit happen, which is crazy. And he's gonna use Landon to do it. And Landon's like, okay, fine, I'll get my team on it, And he pretty much tells him, like, look, you do what you gotta do. So we saw that go on, and I'm like, see, this is gonna be some bullshit. So then we see RK does his little thing with the old man that he met down at the bar that Candace had put him on. Old man thinking he about to, get him some good old young piece of meat. But then as soon as he turns around, RK lifts his wallet, pushes him down, and pretty much robs him. And he's like, and he was like, so what is it? Is that evil bitch sent you after me? Thinking it was that his wife was setting him up. He was like, oh no, honey. The evil bitch is me. So he lifts up, he pretty much takes his money and then goes through his wallet and sees that he's a professor. And he's like, you know, I could easily ruin your reputation and say that I was this young, impressionable kid and that you drugged and raped me. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go, you know, you're going to get me $10,000. And he's like, I can't get you no $10,000. And he says, well, I can run every single one of these credit cards and hey, I can get more than that. And he was like, no. I'll work it out. He's like, oh no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna get me $10,000, or I'm gonna go to the press and talk about how you raped this young, impressionable kid. You know, it's gonna hit the news. So yeah, you're gonna get me that money. And I'm like, see, this motherfucking RK is just as shrewd and is just as conniving and just as treacherous as Candace has. You know, and he was really smooth with it. Then he was like, you thought you was going to get this ass, didn't you? Well, you're not. Not now, not ever. I was like, RK's a fucking mess. And I'm like, oh my God, that scene had me rolling because RK literally pulled a stunt like no other and literally robbed old boy. And made old boy feel like this after that. You know, so if he had a hard on, it went down real quick. Just saying. Then we get a scene with Oscar and Jim. Jim is telling Oscar, I checked the account, the money is not there. But according to Oscar's records, he said the money's in the account. It's with the courier company. And he's like, dude, the money is not there. Like, you know, at the end, like Oscar saying that, what? You're just trying to say it's not there so you can like not pay me my commission? I'm looking at my records. The money's there. So, you know, what the hell are you talking about? You know, pay me my money. What the hell? And, you know, Jim tells him to check the account number, which is kind of like, okay, why didn't you do that before? You mean to tell me you was doing the transaction, you can't remember numbers? Well, he was kind of sedated he was kind of inebriated from being drugged, so he probably didn't pay that close attention. But Jim tells him to look at the account number. He checks the account number and he sees the account number that says where supposedly he looks at the account number where the money is, and he looks at the account number that Jim sent him, because Jim was like, you mean to tell me I don't know my own damn account? I know I sent it. I know the account that I gave you and it's not there. So he checks the other account that Jim had texted him, and he looks at the account right in front of him on the on his laptop, and he sees that they're different accounts. So he's like, look, I'm gonna call the bank and I'm gonna get on top of this. You know, something's up. It got sent to the wrong account. He's like, yeah, you get on top of that. You know, because you know that's $8 million. And then all of a sudden he's like, damn it, Candace. So it was like, now you got Oscar after Candace. So that's gonna be interesting because you know, Candace then intercepted that damn money. So then we get a scene after Jim gets off the phone with Oscar. He has a conversation with Kathryn, and they're talking about Wyatt. And he's pretty much saying that, yeah, I gotta find a way to get back Wyatt. You know, Wyatt is in grave danger, and he, you know, and pretty much, you know, Jim was like, well, why did you send him away, Kathryn? And Kathryn is starting to get what Hannah was saying, is that due to the fact that y'all have covered his tracks through his whole life, he doesn't think there's consequences and repercussions for his actions, and he doesn't. And he pretty much, she pretty much said that, look, he needs to pay for this. And he was like, what the hell you think this is, Kathryn? He just killed a member of the mob. They are going to kill him. Or did you not understand when I said he killed a Malone? Like, they are going to find him and they're going to kill him. There is no him paying for anything. He's going to pay with his life. And he's saying that, look, you know, and then pretty much, you know, Kathryn was like, look, I'm going to try to reach him. I'm really going to try to connect to him. And then Jim was like, look, you know, You've been trying to reach him for 27 years, and all I'm saying is don't get your hopes up. And he's saying that, and like Kathryn is like, look, that he is my only living child. I have to try. And then Jim was like, well, yes, he's my only living child too. I'm like, Jim, stop your fucking lying. You got 2 kids with Celine and shit that you ain't even fucking claiming, you rotten bastard. All right, but she decides to go, and then she's gonna go talk to Wyatt and try to, talk some sense into him. Then we see Derek and Hannah. They literally chilling, watching TV. He had made dinner, and she was like, ooh, you put your foot in that, baby. And Hannah just looks, so, you can tell she's glowing. We see that there's a beauty that's now exuding from Hannah now that she's met Derek. And she's trying to tell him to go home and everything, but Derek is like, I really want to get close to you. And he's like, it's like, I feel like I know you. And I'm thinking, will that come back to play later? Because we've been talking about that guy with the lion tattoo. Is it possibly that her and Derek had a run-in before, but neither one of them know? I'm just saying, it's a possibility, but I would hate for that to happen. That, in all actuality, that was the guy that raped her, and he's supposedly the one that's Candace's dad. But we're going to have to play this out. So, and she's like, look, I really do like you, but we need to take it slow. And he's like, not this. And he's like, yeah, you right, yeah. But it's like he's adamant. He's like, he's really trying to get in Hannah. He's really trying to get Hannah, spread eagle. Like, he's really trying to get that. And then all of a sudden they start making out, and then that dumbass Benny coming there being with his disrespectful shit. Oh God, not this again. And all of a sudden he just walked out. He was like, Benny. He's like, all right, Benny. He's like, yeah. I'm like, Benny, you are such a dickhead. And she was like, and she was like, shouldn't you be attending to your friend upstairs? She's like, I ain't worried about her. He says, if anything, I need to be attending to what you got going on down here. She says, I'm grown. I can do what I want to do. And besides, and she's like, who the hell is this clown anyway? She says, he's a friend of mine. And he's like, well, I don't like him. I don't trust him. Which I have to agree with you there, Benny. I don't really trust Derek all the way either, because he's really moving fast, and it makes you question what is Derek's real agenda towards Hannah. Are you just trying to get her in bed, or are you really into her? Because you keep on being real, you keep trying to move too fast, and anybody who's moving fast, you always gonna have that question mark. But then again, Benny, sit your ass down and shut up, because at the end of the day, she grown. And, as much all the bullshit you got going on, you don't need to be talking about her and her man. He's like, well, I don't like him. And she's like, boy, you never liked any man I've ever dated. So, what else is new? And she's like, I ain't paying your dumb ass no mind. And then all of a sudden, we get a knock on the door. And remember, Benny had told Candace, because Candace wants Benny to hold something for her. But he told her that if you want me to do something for you, you need to come all the way to the house. I'm not meeting you outside. Mommy's here. So you might as well come here. So pretty much Candace shows up, and, all of a sudden, they go back and forth. And it was a real funny scene, because Hannah's just sitting there like, and then, Candace keeps trying to tell him, like, look, can we talk in private? He's like, no, whatever you got to say to me, you can say right here. Just say what you got to say. She's like, I will, but I really need to talk to you in private. And then Candace was like, he ain't going to do nothing but tell me anyway. But she's like, but then Benny was like, okay, Mom, could you just step into the other room and give us some privacy to talk? So she does. And she lets him know she wants him to hold some money for her. And she's like, look, I need you to trust me on this. He's like, yeah, like I trusted you with my house and my tow yard and all of that shit. And he was like, look, she was like, look, this is legit. I'm not gonna move you over, but I need you to hold some money for me. And he was like, well, how much? And she said like a few thousand. And he's like, look, I got $85 in my account, and we need that money. I swear, Candace, if you screw me this time, it's not gonna be cute. And she's like, look, I got you. I'm gonna just text me your account information. I'm gonna wire the money to you. And I'm like, see, Benny, you doing all this shit talking, all this big boasting and shit, and all you had was $85 in your account? Really, dude? You up here talking shit to fucking Derek when Derek probably got triple or quadruple more in his bank account than you do, and you coming around talking shit, and you ain't even got a whole Benjamin or Franklin, bitch? You don't take your ass on. So afterwards, Candace leaves, and then, of course, Hannah's like, so, what happened? What's going on? I'm like, all up in the shit. And he's like, man, ain't nothing going on, man. He's like, you just gonna continue to lie to me, huh? He's like, what you talking about, Mom? He's like, then he asked, can he borrow her car? She was like, yeah, if you tell me what's going on. And he was like, well, fine, I'll just call Mitch. And I'm like, didn't you just talk shit to Mitch the last episode? I don't think Mitch gonna be taking your dumb ass nowhere. I'm just saying. But then she was like, well, go the hell on then. Call Mitch. But she said, but one thing you need to do something about your friend that's upstairs. And she's like, shit, she ain't my responsibility. And she's like, you brought her here. And she's like, yeah, but, I don't know her. And she said that, yeah, but when I was young, when I was, when I was pregnant with Candace and with you, strangers helped me and help get me together. That girl is pregnant and she's out here alone. You are not going to turn her away like that. And you're not going to just cast her off. She was good enough for you to sleep with her. You need to help her make sure she's okay. So eventually, damn, Melissa comes in and, he's still saying that, look, Benny is going to help. She's letting her know that, look, you're not a burden on any, because she's saying that I don't mean to be a burden on anybody. And Hannah's like, no, you're not a burden. You're just in a situation and we're going to help you resolve this situation. And then he was like, and then Benny's still talking shit like, well, I ain't doing nothing because, she ain't my problem. And she again lets him know, she is out here alone and you brought her here and now you think you're going to throw her away? You're not going to treat her like this and you're not going to disrespect her. So apologize to her. And she's like, Benny, apologize. And then you see him, I'm sorry. I'm like, Benny, you are such a fucking man-child. It's ridiculous with your punk ass. Anyway, so he pretty much like, look, Benny's just still on his bullshit like, look, well, I gotta go and everything. He gets up and a damn stack of money falls out. And it's the money that he borrowed from the Malones, by the way. And she's like, where the hell you get all this damn money from? He's like, don't worry about it, Mom. She's like, did you get that from Candace? And he was like, nah. He's like, then where'd you get it from, Benny, huh? And then immediately Melissa jumps in and is like, oh, it was my money. See, he was holding it from me, so Veronica won't get to it. But, but I'm about to find a place of my own now. And she's like, oh, so you got money to get your own place? She's like, yeah, but I just had to keep it on the low. She's like, oh, okay. Well, Benny, work that out with y'all, and, I wish you the best. And Hannah leaves. And then all of a sudden, Melissa was like, mm-hmm. And he's like, if you don't give me that, and she was kind of holding that money for ransom. And then, Benny was like, if you don't give me that damn money back. And he's like, look, when I get back, we'll work on getting you a place to stay and all that. And she's like, of course you are, Big Daddy. I'm like, shit, you got all that damn money. You better look out. Shoot, and she just covered your ass with your mother too? Hell yeah. So then we see that Kathryn goes to see Wyatt, and they have this and Wyatt is still on edge. He's still talking shit, still being disrespectful, And he's saying that, look, the reason why I'm screwed up is because I was born to parents like you. And then they go back and forth, and she's saying that, Wyatt, we can't give you money because we're trying to help you. You know, he's like, you can't fucking help me. He's like, look, I'm screwed up because of the both of you. And then he was saying that shit. At the end of the day, you should have died instead of Amanda. And I hope that, and he's like, I'm mad that cancer didn't kill you. I was like, ooh, what? And she's like, you knew about that? And you never said a damn word. He's like, why the hell should I? So yeah, I knew about it. I knew you had cancer. And I was hoping that you died, and you didn't. And it was to my disappointment. I was like, oh, Wyatt really went there. And then he pretty much says that, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty much, I'm pretty much gonna throw my father under the bus and be pretty much saying that, look, I'll pretty much say that, yeah, because if I'm going down, I'm taking all of you down with me. Because I'm gonna go to police and say that I killed this person, and I'm gonna say my father helped me to cover it up. And I'm gonna say the same thing about little Lizzie. So I'm taking him down with me. Because he says that, look, either I'm gonna put you both in prison or I'm gonna kill both of you. And she's like, you don't mean that. And she says, stay here and see what happens. Hannah's ass left, and she was like, yeah, good girl, you know what's good for you, so leave and don't bring your ass back. I was like, see, I have a good feeling Wyatt is literally, I have a feeling Wyatt's gonna die. Because what more can Wyatt fucking do? But then again, he's a crier, so you never know. But yeah, I have a feeling Wyatt's gonna die. So then we get this damn scene with Candace. She meets up with RK, Gia, and Rocky. She lets them know that she's out of the game or whatever. And of course, they're all taken aback because she the one that put them all on, and the one that's kind of like really like the mastermind of the operation. So she pretty much tells Gia, well, and then like the money they just earned from the score or whatever. She told them they can keep it. I done came up. I'm good. I want out. And we see that Rocky's wheels are turning. The whole damn time, like, yeah, what the fuck happened that all of a sudden now you so good and now you don't need this shit no more. So she tells Gia, you should keep on messing with Jim Cryer because that's a win-win for you. There's a lot of money to be made with him. And then she tells RK was like, look, I just fucking got $10,000 from this John, but I'm not gonna be fucking going after men and all that because I'm not into men like that. And then like Candace was like, yeah, that's debatable, but I'll tell you this, why don't you go after old women, because you're cute, you're young, and old women, they want company and all that, so therefore go after old women. You can make a lot of money there. So eventually we see that Gia and RK leave, and then we see that damn Rocky with his messy ass starts saying that, oh, so all of a sudden now you done came up what it had to do with that damn picture I sent you. I helped you land this, Candace. I want my money. I want my cut. And she says, so how much you think a picture's gonna cost? Maybe $20, $30 maybe? And he's like, you really want to do this, Candace? She says, hell yeah. At the end of the day, there's no honor in this game. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep quiet and you're going to get the hell out of my room. Or, how's the things going with your visa? Wouldn't want anything to happen with that, would you? And he was like, oh, you really playing dirty, Candace? And she's like, yeah, it is what it is. Get the hell out. And he's like, okay, I'm going to remember this shit, Candace. I'm really going to remember this shit. So we see that damn Rocky going to be after her ass. So I'm like, damn, you just can't win for nothing. Yeah, because she was even saying that, shoot, this is Trump Nation. Like, you got a visa. I can easily get your ass deported. So don't play no games. Then we get a scene with, then we get like this, one of the last scenes with, David and Veronica. With David and Erica, I'm sorry. Pretty much, they talking, going back and forth, and we see David just get out the shower, and I was like, oh man, woo, yes. And you know, of course, you know, Erica's like, look, we need to take a break, baby, because you have been beating me down since we been up in this house every night. I need a break. You putting it down on a girl that I need a break. I haven't had this much sex, you know, in a, this much sex with, you know, this much in my life. And he's like, oh, really? I'm like, see, I think David knows, you know, what she's about, but he likes her, so he's keeping her around. But I think that big reveal is going to happen sooner or later. So all of a sudden, you know, he starts getting this feel, because I think he hears something. He goes downstairs and starts finding all of these bugs that have been planted in the house. And Erica's like astonished, like, oh my God, she's really this crazy? And he's like, hell yeah. He found a bug in one of the vase. He found one in the living room. He just found all these different bugs, and he's like, yeah, she's probably been listening in on us and everything. So all of a sudden, now that they found the bugs, Erica's like, okay, let's give her a show. And they start playing and shit, and they's like, oh yes, baby. Ooh, I just can't get enough of your love. He's like, yeah, you want to get some more? And they just playing back and forth. Next, you know, we see this fire explosion happen outside the damn house. They run out. Damn, Veronica then blew up both of the damn cars, and we see her in her damn car just laughing, pulling off. I'm like, Veronica, you evil bitch. As much as I can't stand her, I get my life from her at the same damn time. So that shit was crazy. Then the last damn scene, this dumbass Benny goes back to the Iron Bone to take back the damn money, because that's why the money was in his pocket in the first place. He was going to give them the money back with no interest. So nigga, you was about to get your ass fucked up anyway. He goes in there and sees that, you know, Uncle Vinny's dead on the floor. He's panicking, and then obviously the door was open, so he just walked in. But then we saw the guy come from then we see one of the dudes come from the back door, and he's saying that, yo, you know, we're not open yet. And then all of a sudden he sees Uncle Vinny, so immediately he pulls on a gun on Benny and saying that you do this, you did this, you're not going anywhere and all this shit. And I'm like, see, Benny being a dumbass. Now you caught up with the damn Malones, and they gonna think you had something to do with Benny's death. Well, can't say I feel sorry for Benny, because Benny's been doing a whole bunch of fuck shit, and you pretty much getting back all the bullshit you've been dealing out. Because you know, Mitch tried to warn you about his fucking family, and now you about to get a taste of how they really get down. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social links. I have them listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with the next episode of The Haves and the Have-Nots. So until next time, everybody, take care.